right, so now I've heat shrunk my window. I've prepped this a little bit. As you can see, I've just got a couple microfibers here. This is going to protect from any water going down into the headliner, just for those little gaps there. I'm going to mostly be spraying downward, so I'm not too worried about this wiring because I'm not going to be spraying all over like a madman. So now we're basically ready to go. I'm just going to flip this and change it because that's really dirty. It's the only one downside of tinting sometimes is cars are really dirty. At least when you're doing PPF, you got to wash stuff, so I don't have to worry about getting all dirty. I know first world problems, but you know, spoiled film guy. So when you're doing this tint, you can do it one of two ways. You can reverse roll it if it's a really big window. This is a pretty tiny window, so all I'm going to do is peel board. I have a peel board over there. I'm just going to use that. All that means is I stick the tint to the board, I lift up each corner, get it wet, peel the backing paper off, make sure everything is soaked. I just carry it over, stick it on, and away I go. It's a little more difficult if there's bottom pieces here because you kind of have to come in and lift it up. But with this, you can kind of just set the bottom in and then tuck the top in. You don't want to touch any of these edges if you can avoid it because that's just more dirt. But other than that, pretty straightforward. So when you're doing this, I use two squeegees. Pink one because it's soft and cleans nice, and orange crush because that's the generic. You can use the blue one too. It's just a little stiff. I don't like it as much. I tend to run a little bit soapy because Expel window tint is very tacky. So the soap gives you that little bit of extra. Same thing, try to direct the water towards your microfibers because you don't want it going down on all the electronics. I usually give 2 or 3 passes and then I am good to go. Just make sure everything is nice and clean. I use a canister for this, but you can obviously use a spray bottle. I just do a lot of it, so a canister was the right move for me. And also protect the carpet because I'm dropping a lot of water there, so I'm sure people don't like you staining their carpet. I'm using baby shampoo, which doesn't really stain, but if you use dish soap, there is a chance of staining, and if they have any Armor All or like crappy protectants on it, it will pull that off too. So now when you're ready, I'll just flush the side to the bottom a bit. Oops. I tend to spray down because if there is any dirt, that means the dirt's going to go down too. And then get your hands wet, make sure they're clean. And I'm bottom loading this. So basically, as you pull the backing paper off, spray it so it doesn't get anything dirty. Stop that. And then let's bring this. Ideally, once you get it where you need to, if you can, don't carry it facing the direction you go with the glue because you can catch shit in it. I like to tuck one side in. This is where I like it nice and soapy because it slides. Just set that down. Then I'll come and tuck the other side in. Just keep an eye on everything so you're not accidentally creasing things. Ooh, hands are wet. And you're just trying to get it down as good as you can with your hands. You're just looking for any gaps of light. This is 5%, so it's a lot easier to see light gaps. You want to catch those now because when it's on there, it's much harder to deal with. And then the driver will have a nice ray of sunshine in there. So give it a little bit to rub your squeegee on. I like to make one pass down the middle, all the way to the corner, one pass to the other side, same thing, and just slowly work it out. If you're unsure if the side's going to be an issue, just start at the side and then go from the middle and work your way back and forth. Now, this is an example. This is a almost 10-year-old car. I guess it's 8 years old, not quite. So there's always the chance there's going to be a couple dirt pockets in there. You can just come in later with a fiber stick, or I like to use a popsicle stick and just press all the air out of it. As long as you get the air out, you won't see any of the debris. Ideally, you want no debris, but on an older car, if it's driven on gravel, it's really hard to accomplish that, so you do what you can and hide what they can't see. The benefit of window tint is this is for looks, and you look through it and not at it, so the eye is less likely to catch stuff. Once you get the initial squeegee in, give it another go, firm pressure this time. This is where I'll go side to side using both hands. That's where you can see I had a bunch of air caught on that defrost line. What is that? There's a hair in here. All right, well, there's a hair in the corner, so I'm gonna have to get that out. I'll just get the other side tacked really nice. Generally, if it's a teeny tiny hair, you can probably get away with hiding it, but this one's kind of big. So in order to get rid of that, make sure your fingies is wet, and you're just gonna peel it back slowly, trying to keep all the dirt away from the side and keep it wet. You don't want anything accidentally getting sucked up in there. And I can see it from here. I don't even know if that is a tint. Just look at my fingers, and when you hold this, use the beefy part of your finger, not your nail. That's a big hair. That's how I know it's not from me. And you're just trying to get it. There it is. All right, so yeah, that's like 6 inches. That is not my hair. Okay, so there's some more on my finger. Might not even be hair. It might be that gluey stuff they put on there. Just make sure it's nice and clean. Tuck it back in. And we just squeegee back down. Looks to be that the hair is gone, so we are good. Doesn't look like any extra crap was introduced. So, all good. And now all you need to do is just wipe everything off, put all your trim pieces back on. If you're uncertain if it's going to stay or not, give it 20 minutes. On some of the harder cars, thicker defrost lines, what you can do is just start the car, turn on the defroster, let it heat up. Just another way to make sure it adheres on there. This one isn't too difficult, so I'm pretty confident this one will be fine, so I'm not going to worry about it. And that's that. Now, not only have you heat shrunk a vehicle window, you've now removed some old tint and installed some new stuff. So if you like that, hit that subscribe button.